Great afternoon, guys. Hope you're well. Welcome to another video. So in this video, I'm just going to share a trade that we took on gold Friday. So Friday was NFP. It's the last or the first Friday of the month. So every first Friday of the month, there's going to be NFP, and NFP means huge volatility in the market. So for a lot of retail traders, NFP means like, okay, stay out of the market, be careful, be cautious. For us, it means be careful, but big opportunity. Like you can have huge risk to reward ratios that you can take trades with. So basically what we looked for on NFP was buys into sells, and I shared everything on the group. So this I'm on the 1 minute now. I'm not going to go over the whole analysis and everything I looked at. I'm just going to go over the last 2 hours or hour before the NFP result came out, and then what the result was at the end. So we actually took two trades. I shared both trades on the group, on the Telegram group that we're on, and you guys can also join the Telegram group. It's a free chat group. It's just for us to share some results, share analysis, where you guys can interact with as well. So we actually have two groups. It's a bigger community group that we just share some results and stuff, and then the other one is just like a chat group where people can engage and communicate with each other and share different ideas and results and trades that they're taking. So the first trade that I took on Friday was in this sense. So I'm not going to go over exactly why I took this trade, but it's very simple. Like the banks, when they push in their liquidity, they leave like this footprint behind. So they left this footprint behind, and I looked for buys because there was a ton of people selling. So retail traders would have sold before NFP already because of this bearish engulfing candle. So if you know candlestick patterns and you know that this would be a bearish engulfing candle, engulf the first candle, and you would, from this level as a retail trader, you would expect a major sell-off, just because this engulfing. So you'd expect like something like this sell-off, retest, and then continuation to the downside. Now, because I knew that we still have liquidity above here, and actually this is a further order block going left that we looked at to take sales from. I knew that there's liquidity above here and that the market should probably push up. And then the footprint of the banks, the banks left behind was this zone here. So when it's this impulsive, chances are when it gets back to where this move originated, it's most likely going to push higher. Now, I was expecting sales for NFP. I was definitely expecting sales because we were expecting a dollar to gain strength. And when the dollar gains strength, gold is going to sell because gold, it's against the dollar. So we were expecting sales, but the timing wasn't right. So this right here was about 2 o'clock. NFP came out 3:30. Okay. So we were still expecting upside, and that's why I looked for buys here. Now I looked for buys on the 1 minute. I take my entries on the 1 minute. I do my higher time frame analysis, but then to see the detail of what I'm taking and what I'm looking for, I love the 1 minute because it shows like the lower time frame. People would say, like, especially retail traders would say, like, the lower time frame is noise. I tend to disagree with that, just because the lower time frame makes up the bigger time frame. So if it isn't for the lower time frame, there isn't going to be a bigger time frame structure. So the low time frame is basically the foundation creating the high time frame. So yeah, low time frame structure is structure no matter what. So I looked at a breakout structure here, and I looked at a breakout structure right here on the 1 minute to the upside, bullish breakout structure. After tapping this liquidity zone, or basically the banks mitigating their first buy orders here, and the banks need to also now start getting out of buy orders because they know they're going to sell. So the banks came here, mitigated. We had this breaks of structure, and then I looked for my buy entries. So I looked for my buy entries in this zone right here, and limit order there, stops just below this zone. And then I looked for 1, 2, 3 around, so somewhere around there. Okay, and I didn't want to target too high because obviously we're not fortune tellers. Anything can happen. You know, it's very easy to go with the backtesting now and see the result afterwards. But when you're in the live market, trust me, it's not that easy. It's not that easy to hold trades. It's not that easy to put your target levels because anything can still happen in the market, especially on an NFP day. So we looked at this entry. We took the entry there. Or I'd say I took the entry, but I did share this entry with the community. So just going to the Telegram here, right here. I did share that we are taking entries, and we are taking entries, taking gold buys, volatility coming in soon. That was the NFP volatility that should be coming in soon, and that's where I took my buy entries. Okay, so I took my buy entries, and then my target set. And it kind of played out, you know, choppy, but it did play out, and we did finally hit TP right there. Okay, so right after hitting TP, I started to do my next analysis where I wanted to sell NFP. Now, NFP at this stage was half an hour away. So it was like, you know, it was, I needed to prepare for the NFP because NFP is volatile. If you mess up, chances are it's not even going to hit your stop loss. If you have a stop loss in an NFP is so volatile, it misses your stop loss. It doesn't fill your stop loss, meaning that you can actually blow an account even if you do have a stop loss in with NFP. So it is very risky. I'm not going to lie. But what happened was we were sitting here. I knew from the bearish engulfing candle that there was still liquidity up here. So the perfect scenario for me would be to see a break of structure here, or basically not a break of structure, just a grab of liquidity here. And then, okay, so let's say the 1 minute is trending up like this. I wanted to see a violation of this level, you know, grabbing stop loss orders or grabbing liquidity, and then a break of structure on the 1 minute, and then a retest of a sell level that I was looking to take sales from, and then enter my position to take it lower. And if you look at my analysis that I sent out just before, this was just the results here, right here. So this analysis that I sent out here, NFP setup, I'm looking for on gold. So I was looking for that. As you can see, a liquidity grab, break of structure to the downside, and then a retest where I can take my entries from. Okay, and what happened was basically it played out perfect before I took my entries, and that's why it was a really high probable setup. So right there, look at that. You can see that that was a liquidity grab and not a break of structure. It was a liquidity grab. It had a nice wick, but now all we needed to see is a break of structure. So the first structure is here, and then we have more structure sitting down here. But even if we had one break of structure, that would have been enough for me to look for my entries. And this was at 20 minutes. So literally it's 10 minutes before the NFP result comes out. Okay, then we had a little right there. So this to me is a break of structure to the downside. That's the sell volume that I wanted to see come in before I look for my entries. So what I did then was I drew up this zone right here, and that was my entry zone. Now there's no reason for the market to push further up because it already grabbed the liquidity above this high. We did have a nice reaction, break of structure on the 1 minute, and I was just looking for my sell entries, okay? And I was looking for my sell entries. My stop loss was a bit bigger with the NFP. It was about 200 pips just because of the volatility. I didn't want to, you know, get stopped out and then the thing went into my direction. So my stop loss was a little bit bigger on NFP, and I looked at an entry right there, and I was targeting below these lows. I was actually targeting about, I think, 1 to 3 again. So 600 pips. That was my target area. So what happened was we tapped in and I took my entries. And I also said here, entries taken, I'm in. This was 3 minutes before the NFP results come in. I said my stop loss is a bit higher, and I'm also using smaller lot sizes. And yeah, basically I was in the market, and this was 3 minutes before. I was in the market, and then NFP came out and we had this drop. Okay, so this was a very, very nice trade, a very nice drop. and I didn't even lock in all of my positions here. So I wanted to leave it because there was a lot of stop loss orders sitting below all, like this whole trend line here, guys. Like we always say that the retail traders are the trend line liquidity. So the trend line was violated, okay, or broken, but there was still a lot of orders sitting here. So I left in a position for another TP at 1,000, I think 1,000 pips or 1,200. So yeah, double the first one. So it was around there. That was where my second TP level was. And we basically hit that, yeah, within like 3 minutes, 2 minutes. And that was the NFP trade, guys. Spot on entry, spot on analysis. We did take even a nice buy into the sells, and that was done for. And the risk reward at the end of the day wasn't too bad, 1 to 6. I could have actually, looking back at it, I could have used the smaller stop loss here. So I could have used the stop loss like that if I wanted to, but just because of the volatility, I didn't want to risk it. So I did give it a bit more breathing room. And yeah, at the end of the day, it played out perfect. And that's the power of smart money concept, guys. That's what we teach our students. So if you guys would like to learn more about what we teach and how we do it, please follow the links in the description. Well, I'm going to leave the Telegram link there. You can contact us, on email. You can contact us on our WhatsApp numbers or Telegram group, or however you want to contact us. There's a lot of different ways, and you can get in touch, guys, if you want to learn this stuff and be a part of the mentorship. So everything's going to be linked down below. Remember to hit the like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this and me explaining, the entries and exit points. And also there's going to be future videos where we actually, teach you guys some strategies. It's going to be for free. So, you can actually make money with the strategies, but if you want to get a more refined way of trading, the mentorship is obviously preferred. So, okay, guys, enjoy your day. Have a good one and stay blessed. Cheers.